Hey, what's going on, everybody? Echoside Fiend here, back once again. And today, I got to jump up on here on my channel to wish a happy birthday, a happy 25th birthday to the motherfucking Riddle Box. 25 years old already. I can't even fathom that. I can't. It's insane. I actually got this album, this CD, this specific one right here, on the day it was released. Of course, just 5 years ago was the 20th anniversary when they put that out. I couldn't even like hardly accept that it was 20 years old already, you know. But I've shared the story quite a few times, just about finding ICP, and I got into ICP just a few months before this came out. So if you're not aware, I'll give just a real quick rundown. How I found ICP. It was the second to last weekend, or maybe the last weekend of summer before my senior year in high school started. My friend Jeremy, who was living here in Grand Rapids, he was a coworker, but he was from the Detroit area, had a little gathering at his house. His mom was out of town, and had a little gathering, and one of his friends, who was also from the Detroit area, came over. Came from Detroit to spend the weekend, and that guy was into ICP. Jeremy was not really, but that guy was. I forget what his name was, but I can't really discuss my introduction to ICP without talking about Carnival of Carnage and Ringmaster. So the guy played Carnival of Carnage, didn't really do a whole lot for me. Ringmaster, immediately I was like, oh my god, I love this, where do I get it? And as fate would have it, we had a Harmony House right here in Grand Rapids. It was about a mile, maybe, from Jeremy's house. Of course, we were all spending the night, because we were drinking and smoking and everything. And when I bought these are still the original ones that I bought. And these two right here. I have put different cases on them, but they're still the same ones. While I was there, the guy was like, hey, their new album comes out October 10th if you'd like to reserve it. And after I bought these, I only had a couple dollars left, and he let me just put that there. You're supposed to put $5 down on. He let me put that down on the CD to reserve it. October 10th, I got out of school, drove out to Harmony House, picked it up, and pretty much the rest is history. This is the album that, like, after I'd already been listening to these two for a few months, this is the one that made me go, holy fuck, these dudes are fucking awesome. And then it would be just a few months later in April, so, 5-6 months later, that I would see them for the first time on tour for the Riddle Box. They were supposed to play early in the tour. The venue they were going to play at went out of business. They rescheduled the tour at the tour stop in Grand Rapids at a golf course, and so they played there the very last stop of the tour. So when we saw them, my first time seeing them ever was the very last stop of the original 1996, obviously, Riddle Box tour. And that concert is when I was like, fuck yeah, I'm a fucking juggalo. So this album, really, endeared itself to me big time. This is actually my third favorite album of all time. It is my favorite ICP album. I know a lot of people feel that way as well, but this is my favorite ICP album, and then third favorite album of all time, no matter what genre. Just my top of my top 5 favorite albums of all time. So it is number 3. So again, this is the original one. You can see mine is very faded. The green is very faded, so I'm carrying it around my car. It would sit in the sun in my car and everything, and I don't care. This is the one I keep in my collection. I do have one hanging up on my wall over there. Old buddy of mine gave me a bunch of his ICP stuff. He didn't even really have that much, but like 4 or 5 CDs when he decided he didn't like them anymore. And so that I've got actually in a frame up there. That's the one he gave me. That one's all nice and dark coloring and everything, but it's not the original. This is my fucking original. And so this is the one I keep in here in my collection. I got, like I said, I got that one. I probably got another one or two just around that just ended up in my possession. But this is the one that I always keep in my collection here. I don't care if it's faded. It's got some folds and creases in it, and I don't care. This is my original one, and this is where I want it, right here in my collection. So just quick take a look through it. I do have that autographed. I don't know if that's going to show up too well. I got that, I believe, at Hallowicked 2015, I think, when I did VIP. And then, of course, the CD. And that's always been one of my favorite pictures of them. I've always liked that. And then another picture of them under there. Black and white. I love it. I think at this time, this is when they look the coolest, with the dreadlocks and everything like that. And mine also, we'll take the catalog out. I'm sorry, the insert out, and you'll see the catalog is what I meant to say in there. Mine still has that, and this is also like some type of flyer you could send away for a Jive Records sampler. As you can see, I didn't do that because I was not really interested in it. When I got into these guys, all I was listening to was metal and punk, you know what I mean? So I wasn't listening to a lot of hip hop besides like Wu-Tang Clan. I don't even know if I knew who Wu-Tang Clan was yet either. Actually, I might have. No, I had actually heard them, Wu-Tang, but I wasn't into them. Other than that, all I really liked was Beastie Boys, House of Pain, a few select others. So, but yeah, this is my original copy, bought on October 10th of 1995. Got it at the Harmony House here in Grand Rapids. I don't even know if that building is there anymore. Obviously, the store is long gone, and it became a restaurant. It became Grand Rapids Brewing Company, and a guy that was one of my managers when I worked at that Rio Grande Steakhouse, he was the manager there, and that place has moved downtown, so I don't know if the building is even there anymore. I go to that side of town every now and then, but I haven't really noticed if it's still there and just something else. But anyway, I can't even fucking believe it, man. 25 fucking years old. That's insane to me. I mean, you know, like I said, I was a senior in high school. I was 18 when this came out, and it's just crazy. 25 years, and to me, this album hasn't fucking aged a bit. This is still just as good to this day. I listen to this usually at least a couple times a month. I mean, without fail. You know, and generally all the way through. ICP, I very rarely put in any of their albums and skip around. Sometimes I might throw this on and start playing from the beginning and not get all the way through it if I'm just like driving somewhere or something. But, you know, for the most part, I don't, you know, put this in and jump around, you know, to different tracks. It's just, I put it in, like I said, with most of their work. And just let it play through. But, you know, there's so many fucking classics on here. Killing Fields is one of my favorite ICP tracks ever. You know, just the intro to this one is great, you know, with the Riddle Box intro, The Show Must Go On, you know, Chicken Hunt and Slaughterhouse Mix. I mean, obviously fucking absolute Juggalo classic. Cemetery Girls, one of my favorites. Three Rings. I mean, the whole album is fucking great, but many of my favorite tracks are on here. Ol' Evil Eye is also one of my absolute favorites. I love all the Telltale Heart, you know, dialogue in there, and so yeah, man, 25 fucking years old. I can't believe it. Happy birthday to the Riddle Box. You know, huge shout out to ICP for putting out one of the most classic fucking albums of all time, as far as I'm concerned. You know, obviously making it into my top 5 favorite albums of all time. You know, so just such a classic album. I know I don't need to tell anybody to get it or to listen to it, because like there's no possible way that anybody who would be watching this hasn't heard this album. So today everybody should give this a listen. I'm actually going to leave here in just a few minutes and go for a walk, and I'm going to listen to this all the way through. And that's about all I can say. I mean, I shouldn't say that's about all I can say. I could go on about this album for an hour, but that's about all I'll say for this video, so I don't ramble on and bore you to death. So again, happy 25th birthday to the Riddle Box. Everybody give it a listen today, and hopefully we'll all still be here in another 25 years and still fucking listening to this. So that's about all I got for today. So as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. This is Echo Side Fiend, and I will catch you in the next one. Too sweet.